everyone, my name is Zachary as always, and Batman Under the Red Hood is an animated hour 17-minute movie, short film, whatever you want to call it, and it is amazing. I would even go on to call it on the same level as some other Batman movies. So let's talk about it, because I think it really deserves some discussion, because it's just amazing. And if you don't want spoilers, and I'm not going to give a whole lot of spoilers, because I think it really needs to be watched without spoilers, even though the big twist, for anybody who really knows about, like, the comics and the actual lore of, like, the whole thing, it's not a twist, but it's still a really nice story, seeing him piece it together, and it might not be as obvious to some people. So, yeah, we're just going to talk about it today. So, it starts off with the Joker beating up Robin. And we remember the storyline. It's when the Joker is basically like Bing Pow. He uses his crowbar and he tortures Jason Todd, eventually turning him into the Red Hood. We saw this in the Batman Arkham games. We've seen it in other storylines, and now we get to see it here in the form of animation. It's done very well. And something I just want to talk about is this version of the Joker, because the good thing about this one is a lot of Jokers will try pulling from other performances, whether it be Mark Hamill's or Heath Ledger's, things like that. But this one just ignores all of that and creates its own version of the Joker that I think is really good and is kind of is undervalued among fans. Still, he beats him and he's like, no, Batman's not going to save you. And at the same time, we see Batman racing to find Jason and get to him and like save him. But by the time he gets there, it explodes. But there's a bunch of twists leading to how he actually survived this, because he's the Red Hood, because, well, that's the storyline, Under the Red Hood. We all know the story. And I think this is based off of a comic, but for people who haven't read this comic and are just watching it, this is an amazing representation in animation, because not only does it use its animation, like, well, like, it uses some of the more bloody and, like, things like that, like, the more gruesome scenes. It feels really well, like, it's well-deserved in this type of animation, where in other forms it might not work as well. It might look a little bit cartoony, opposed to how it appears here. So, eventually, Batman pieces it together. The Red Hood in this movie is awesome. And we get to see Nightwing a little bit, but he's only in it for, like, the first half of this movie. After that, Batman's just like, go home. And then he just leaves and then just gone for the rest of the thing. We get to see him for, like, one frame and then he's just gone, but still, we get to see him for a little bit. He cracks some quips while fighting with Batman, and, you know, it's cool. So, before watching this, I remember seeing, like, when I'm watching something, almost every single one of them that talks about the Joker in any form will show this version. So, you know, I want to go watch it. I want to see, like, what's all the jazz about? So, going to see it, I expected the Joker to be awesome. And he is. He's incredible. So, and then we get the Black Mask, which is who the Red Hood is really going after. Because after Ra's al Ghul brings him back in the Lazarus Pit, and he's on the Red Hood, Robin is like, Jason Todd, he's like, Black Mask, I'm gonna get you, because Black Mask hired the Joker to, like, do all this stuff for him. But then, the Joker went a little bit too far, and, you know, just, like, killed Jason Todd. So eventually we get to see what the Red Hood's really about. You know, he basically, like, is fighting against the Black Mask and is winning, even though I think, if, like, it was a different scenario, Black Mask would put up way more of a fight, but it's just for the plot. I mean, Black Mask is seen to be incredibly weak here, even though he's not actually, like, in, like, other storylines. He's actually extremely strong. Like, he rose to the top of Gotham for a reason. There's a reason why. And when we get to see the Joker, when he's on screen, like, doing the things he does, you don't know exactly what he's going to do. He's just along for the ride. You as the audience, you're in the place of Batman and the GCPD, seeing what the Joker's going to do next. And eventually the Red Hood kidnaps the Joker. Batman's like, no, Jason, stop it, cut it out. And then Red Hood's like, nuh-uh. and then he just kind of like, and then he tries to shoot Batman, because then it gets, and then he gets all these memories of seeing Jason Todd, these wholesome memories, and later he goes to the same place that him and Jason Todd first met, and he has the Joker tied up, and because he inflicted the same pain on the Joker that the Joker inflicted on him, so it's kind of like we get to see the tables turn. At the beginning, we saw the Joker beating Jason, and at the end, we see Jason beating the Joker. So here we see a scenario where Jason throws Batman a gun, and he's basically gives him an ultimatum. Jason's basically like, I'm gonna shoot the Joker, but if you don't want me to shoot the Joker, you're gonna have to kill me. Which either way, it's gonna be a lose-lose for everybody here, because then everybody's gonna dead pretty much. And then even more above that, Batman's gonna end up breaking his one rule. So then Batman's just like, nah, just leaves the gun and leaves. And then this is where we get to see really just like what happened. And the reason he's evil now is the Lazarus Pit and everything, which is like glossed over a little bit, and we get to see it a little bit in the beginning. It's kind of hinted at when we get to see Ra's al Ghul in the beginning. And I think this is so good because there's certain parts where you'll mix two types of animation that look really nice, like the certain kind that's like 3D, and it'll also have like this other kind that's really cool. And I just love this so much. You should really go check it out. If you have Max, you can get it, and if you probably have like Prime, you could probably get it there too. I'm not really sure. It's also on DVD. If you want to like this video or any of my other content, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Definitely one of the best Batman stories of all time.